Hi guys, so as I said the other day, I'm going to be showing you how to choke a load. I'm just sat in the back of my van here, or crouch or kneeling, whatever. I've got my what's it called? What's it called?
What are you? An idiot sandwich.
Show you sort of tips and tricks as a sort of lorry driver, all the different ways and methods that we use straps, or as many as I can think of. So first things first, I roll my straps like this, hook facing outwards. The reason for that is obviously the bed of a trailer on a lorry is 8.5 feet wide, depending on if it's a normal trailer it's 8.5. Low loaders go up to 9 to 9.5, and sometimes we can build them even bigger. But a standard 8.5, and if you have it like that, you can put your finger in it, your middle finger, and you can sort of at the flick of the hand roll it. Just let go of your thumb and finger, index finger, and you can roll it. Some people do, and some people tell me that the best way to roll them is like that, with the hook facing inwards. If you try and throw it over a load, the strap doesn't want to unroll, it sort of wants to bite into the load a little bit there, as you can see by that. Yeah, it's a pretty crappy idea. So for example, obviously with this, if you had the hook facing out like I do, it unrolls itself. This is sort of particularly important if you're doing something that's maybe sort of like a cabin, 16-foot high cabin. It takes quite a lot of strength to throw them over, yeah, it just helps. You definitely do not need to roll a strap with the hook on the inside there. Anyone that does that wants to give their head a shake. It's dangerous for starters. You can damage things. I mean, I hit a bloody site manager. I hit a site manager in the head.
Yeah. Oh, fucking twat.
I was checking, you always look to try and see underneath the trailer if you can see anyone there. But obviously people walk around and people come out of offices. Yeah, he got caught by the strap. He wasn't very happy, but there was no damage done. And I mean, if it would have been a different story if he got hit in the head by that, I can tell you. So anyway, as I say, so rolling them like that, you can then, for example, over this, you can throw it and it unrolls itself. So that's nice and easy. So we've got the ratchet. I always tend to roll mine sort of folded up like that. If you've got two of them, these are silly ratchets. Normal ratchets that we use on lorries. They then sort of lay on top of each other like that really neatly, so you can stack them. When people fold them like this, I just find they get in the way. I just find that to be really irritating. You can't stack them very nicely, and they just end up being in a big jumbled mess. Those sorts of drivers or people generally, I notice, put them through like that as well. And so obviously you feed it through the back, you pull the tails through, and you've got then the strap through like that, which is all fine and dandy when you want to tighten it. I find it a bit awkward tightening. Obviously this would be hooked onto something, so say if it was hooked onto that, you can't see it, but like it ratchets it up. You've got both tails above, which is fine. It looks a little bit cleaner, to be fair, I will give them that. But then when you go to undo it, it comes to that, and then it's left with half a turn in it. So the strap is still bit in there, and then you end up pulling. Well, like physically, I can't even pull that. Well, there you go. You end up pulling, and you just end up struggling. So I never really understand that method. So for me, when people do that to me, I end up twisting the sort of barrel, the ratcheting barrel around. I twist it round, and then I just feed it through like that. So then my method, I leave it open, put it through, and obviously the hook would be onto something of the ratchet. Feed it through, just for the sort of demonstration. hook it onto a shackle there, and I find the easiest way to do it is pull it through, use your thumb to pinch it. So I'm right-handed. Use your thumb to pinch it. You can pull it off of its safety, and then you ratchet it. And your thumb is then guiding the strap in, and it's holding it taut. And it's really easy then when you want to come and undo it. You just go all the way up to release, and you've got two ends sort of led through, as you can see. And even if they're rusty and really stiff, you can then just pull on both ends, and it ends up going straight. Then you can see the whole of it is straight then, and then you can just pull it back through. So that's really easy. As I say, that's why I do that. Now I'll show you how to tidy them up. So one method I tend to use is I do this quite a lot if the straps are quite short, if the tail of the strap's quite short. So I'll just do a couple of ratchets. Sometimes I'll just feed it back through the hole and then pull down, and that holds that in there and it won't go anywhere. Obviously I can pull that a little bit, but it won't go anywhere. The other way, sometimes you get people will pull it through, they just ratchet it up like normal, and then they take the excess, fold it over a few times, and especially on a flat trailer, this would be obviously going up the side of the trailer. They then just wedge that behind, and that's when you see the sort of flaps. You generally will see something like that on brick trailers a lot, but or with bricks, because people do that quite a lot. But that's another way to do it. But if you've got 5 meters of strap, it looks really messy. It looks like rabbit ears or something sticking out either side of the strap. Another way, which my friend showed me, and I really don't do because it's a real faff, so I'll show you for the demonstration of this. So you fold it underneath itself, so it's just sort of sat near the hole there. It's kind of fiddly, this method, but you fold it underneath itself, just make sure it's pushed in, and then you start ratcheting, and it bites it in, and now you've got just a little loop left there, and you can fold it down. And I mean, it is neat, and it does half the sort of excess. As you can see, the excess is just here, but it does half the excess. But again, it's just a real fiddly thing, and it's much easier to do something else. So that's another way. And then finally, the way that a lot of people never understand, or especially people that aren't lorry drivers, and to be fair, they're not to know. So take the tail of the strap, roll it so you've got a little circle like that, or a loop. Oh, let me unravel this, hang on. So we'll roll it a couple of rolls in there, just because I can. So I tend to leave about 2 feet from the ratchet when I do this. So you rolled it through like that, and then pinch up, so you've got sort of a little pinch like that. Feed it through the hole, so then you've got another loop, and you literally just roll it back onto itself, and you get a loop. Feed the loop over, so you can see it's just sort of now over the strap itself, and you just pull it taut, and then you end up with that typical sort of excess roll like you see on a lot of lorries going up and down the road. I mean, the amount of lorry drivers that don't even know how to do this is quite astonishing, so it's understandable not to know. But to take it off is really easy. You take the strap part that comes out of the strap, push it in, and you can see it's immediately loosening the excess. So right now there's that big loop there. So you pull that up, feed it back over the roll, and then just pull it through, and essentially you're just back where you started, and you can just unravel it and then pull it back through the ratchet. So that's really easy. Right, let me show you how to choke something then. So one one way of doing this, or something you see a lot of people do actually, is they go over. This is wrong, by the way. They go over, and then they go under, and then they feed it over. So the problem with doing this is no matter how tight you pull that, this strap will bite in, especially if the strap overlaps. It bites in on itself, and there'll always be loose, like slack there. So it's just a terrible, terrible way. And I'll show you how people do that on wheels in a minute as well. Or like mimic this on wheels. But yeah, so this is a really bad way of doing it. So don't ever do that. So the best way to choke is feed it under. It's easier sometimes if you leave it hooked on. So you feed it under, take some slack so you know that. So like that's roughly in the middle when it's down. So you can see there it's sort of overlapping. It's roughly overlapping there. It's roughly sort of in the middle. Take the other end, feed it through. Position, just make sure it's positioned in the middle like that. And now what that's doing is it's obviously pulling in on this, just pulling it together. So if you've got a load of bits and pieces, say a load of bars or something like that, steel beams, you can do it with chains, but it pulls them all together, pulls them together, it pulls this taut, so that's much taut. Obviously I'm just holding it by hand.
Oh, here. Oh, take my hand. Ah, come on.
But that's taut now, and it pulls it down as well. So you get sort of a cumulative of sort of things there with just doing it like that. One thing to bear in mind though, when you do use a strap like that, I think you half the rating of the strap. I'd have to check up on it, but I'm sure you half the rating of the strap to do that, because obviously you're pulling in a different force. But it's a lot better way of doing it, and I'd rather put a few straps on like that than put them on, well, I wouldn't put them on how the other way I showed you. And I'd certainly, for certain things, I'd certainly rather do that than just go over the top. Obviously something like this, you would just go over the top because it's small and it doesn't weigh a lot. But if you've got big things that are liable to rolling, something that could twist, obviously if this started twisting underneath, it starts working its way undone and working its way off the lorry. And I mean, it's possible, but like that's just the way I do it. Hopefully that answers some of your questions. If there's anything else you want to know, let me know. The only thing I possibly could have shown was choking wheels, but I mean there isn't much to it, but maybe next time I can show you, or if you want to know I can try and show you in another video. But yeah, if you like the video, put a thumbs up. And if there's anything I missed, just ask in the comments and I'll answer your questions for you. Thanks for watching.